What's up, guys? Hope you had a good Christmas and all that. I feel rough. I think I might have had the Omicron. Well, I kind of hope I have, if it's this mild, because things are going to get better from here on. If it's as mild as it feels like. It's really hard to look at the camera because I'm using my phone and the camera's over there. Weird. Anyway, yeah. I hope you all had an amazing Christmas. It's New Year's in a couple of days, and yeah, my Christmas was good. Spent it with the family. Spent my whole present budget on my niece and nephew, and to be honest, I felt like pretty rough for 5 days or so, 5 or 6 days, maybe a week. And I wasn't sure if I'd make a video today because I didn't sleep very well last night or the night before, just, you know, stuff on my mind and that. But yeah, I'll flip the camera around, and I'm gonna have to stop the video and flip the camera around off of this selfie screen, and then I can show you what I'm doing at home. Yeah, so as you can see, it is miserable here. Look at the state of the drive. It's not even a drive, it's my garden. I use it as a drive, but as you can see, there's a blue wing on here. I've actually bought, you'll be delighted to hear, I've bought a microphone, like a little lapel microphone that's wireless, and it's got a receiver that plugs in the bottom of my phone. So this one step towards making my videos better. By the way, I'm sorry if I sound miserable. I feel like crap, but blue wing, I will show you what happened to the silver wing when I get up my dad's in a bit. This one was had quite a bit of damage. I'll insert a pick right now, and as you can see from the pick, there's quite a lot of damage here, and yeah, I hammered some of it out, but this is temporary until I can afford to make wings. I need probably about £400 to buy enough materials to make the moulds for the wings and the front bumper. Obviously this front bumper I'm going to do something with, like I said before, to block airflow into it. I think this is just going to be a drag car, so I might even weld the front diff, and even though that's going to be shit for anything other than a straight line, at the end of a drag event I can literally just take a drive shaft out. It's that simple, and then we can push, like, get it on a trailer easy, blah blah blah. Anyway, I cannot remember where we were last time with the videos. You would have seen in the pictures that I uploaded to my community page that the turbo and the exhaust is on. The exhaust only goes down to there. Screamer pipes on there. Wastegate's all plumbed. Turbo's all plumbed. Fuel rail and injectors are on with new O-rings. But I need, like, I've got fuel line to there. I need to redo fuel line and put a regulator somewhere. Loom's in. The loom has got a little bit pulled apart, like down there, so at some point I'll fix all that. Gonna do something with the radiator. I might cut some of the front off to give me some more space. I've got an old radiator that I've cut up to make a charge cooler radiator. Clutch master cylinder's all in and everything. Brake lines are back in, but I've lost the master cylinder, and I'll show you what I've got over here. This MX5 master cylinder just cannot, I just won't be able to get the lid off, so it's a no-go with that one. But what I'm thinking about doing is ditching these and ditching the thingy, the bias thingy, putting just a Wilwood cylinder in there and running the front brakes off of a Wilwood cylinder, and then I'll have a staging brake for the, like, in the car, running just the rear brakes, so completely separate the brake system. Looking at getting a seat in, but anyone that knows micras knows that they're a pain in the arse, a hump there. So I'm probably gonna, now I'm at this stage, I'm just going to get the rest of the interior out, and then I'm just going to put the standard seat back in it, just so Right, I've got to be quick because my phone is full, my storage is full, and I just had to delete some stuff to finish this little bit of video off. But yeah, anyone knows that hump's in the way, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all the carpet and the rest of the interior, then put the standard seat back in, and then that'll be that problem solved. Got to do a little bit of tidying up over here. Got the start and charge loom I need to put through the bulkhead, so I've got the, in that loom I've got oil pressure, I've got the starter wire, and I've got alternator wires, so starter wire, starter and oil. There's a battery cable somewhere for the dash light that goes to the alternator. This big thick cable needs to go to this, hang on, this fuse, and then that fuse box needs to be fed by an ignition live. So instead of doing the fuel lines like I did before, I'm just going to run them just across the car. As you know, they went through those holes down in there, so I might do that again. I just need some new hose here, and I could have bought some by now, but I haven't, so I'll get to that. And then I just don't think there's anything else on this car, so I think I'm going to end this bit of update, and hopefully I'll have enough space for some video when I get up my dad's in a bit, and then I'm just going to have to empty my phone onto my computer tonight. So yep, that's the update for this one, and we will carry on when I get up my dad's in a bit. Cheers. Right, here we are. The car. This is where the silver wing ended up, look, and we've got a couple of clips to add in. Bye. So that's I've ditched that. You can see how much filler was applied. Ditched that. Luckily I had passenger side wing that's in good enough condition. So I've got that on. The door gap is not right at the minute. It needs lifting at the front because, as you can see, this gap tightens up at the bottom, and it tightens up there and gets wider at the back. So I just need to lift the door at the front, but when I lift the door at the front, get a bit of a mismatch here, but the window rubber comes out to like here anyway, so I think that's why it's kind of like caught me off guard a bit, because it seems like the door's a bit high, but it's not. Also, I cut so much out of this car twice because it had a Subaru Justy bulkhead in it at one point, and yeah, I cut it apart and it wasn't braced, so the car has 100% changed shape a bit, but not a great deal. It's just it's like the bottom of the pillars came out a little bit or something, nothing major. So that's why it needs, or maybe the top, I don't know, I can't remember, but yeah, it needs spacers on the hinges, which it never had from original. But put some spacers on the bottom of the bottom hinge, and that will sort that problem out up there. Lift the whole lot up, and that will sort this problem out, Back to the wings anyway. So I'll insert a couple of clips. I've got a blurry clip of me showing how easily the filler was coming off of these, because it wasn't keyed. It was still like gloss underneath. In fact, I just popped a bit off over here. You can see like it wasn't glossed, and some of this they keyed a little bit on this side, but they didn't do any of the other side at all. So it was a bit more of a challenge on this side, and I've got a few bits still to get off. But I need your guys' opinion. I've got some polyurethane. I mean, this is an old one, but I've got a brand new tub of this polyurethane, or whatever you call it, cartridge. So I can glue these on with poly, and then put in a little finger full of filler, and then take the screws out, you know, fill these up, and I need a bit of fiberglass at the back, but like glue this down, sort this contour out, or like grind it out and put fiberglass in there, same down here, and it's the same on the other side. But one of my mates has said that I really shouldn't be using PU for this job. I should be using a proper panel bond because it's always going to crack. But these are only supposed to be, you know, $1 to make a mould from. But if I did it right and they didn't crack, I could use these temporarily on the silver car, because they're pretty decent. They're not particularly heavy, and I can cut more metal out from behind. So I can't actually afford to buy anything like that at the moment. It's probably about 40 quid for the panel bond, and then I need a gun to applicate it, because it's like a 2-part thing. So I've either got to wait and do it better, or crack on and do it now. And I'm half tempted to just crack on and do it now and not wait, and then just make 2 brand new sets from the moulds. But then that's another thing I need to save up for the moulds. So yeah, what do you guys think? Should I just get on with it, which I'm inclined to do, or do I wait and then these are usable? But then, does it really matter if they crack on a drag car? Probably not. So maybe I'll just crack on and do it. I've kind of answered it myself, but I kind of want your opinion as well. Then something else I've got to do is I've got to put a return piece underneath here to strengthen this up and make it look good. And also, they were cut at the wrong, one of them's right and one of them's wrong, the angle, so it doesn't match the, you know, it doesn't match the bumper. It should have come down to like here. One of them's right and one of them's wrong. So what I was going to do is I was going to get a bit of sheet metal and tack it or weld it, a triangular piece basically underneath, and then glue it and glass it in and make it look nice. And then when I mould it, that'll be, you know, part of the mould. It'll be nice and strong and look decent, and fix that problem where it's been cut too much. And this one, see, this one's right. This one's like basically nearly spot on. Well, that one is actually spot on. It's the other side that's wrong. But I'm going to do the return on both sides. Yeah. And I don't know, did I show you in the last video where, I think I've got some footage where, or some pictures where this panel gap was so bad because they glued these to the original wings and they weren't actually bolted to the car, so everything was wrong. This angle here was going inwards and then the arch was coming out, and they just filled this with filler, which I can show you in a picture as well. So I've kept some of the metal down through there, so I've got this mount, and I stupidly didn't bother getting the screw out, the broken bolt out, and there's one up the top as well, which you probably can't see if I turn the light on, right up there. So it's like really good, and the original bolt underneath, look, which didn't have that before. They literally just you know, self-tapped it to the body, which is gash. I don't want self-tappers. So yeah, I want your opinion on that. And then there's this other job. Do I do the same treatment to the rear? And I'll show you in a minute why I'm thinking about doing it to the rear. If I come over here, if I hold this square back up here a minute. Oh, hang on. It's hard to see, but there's a gap at the top, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you look at the profile of the arch, it curves like outward and up, or pretty much straight, which is ideal really. And then if we put this under here, you can see that it's pretty much bang on level. And I put the level in the back of the car, like the subframe's under there, and that's level there. So if we go around the other side, I'd show you with the level first. I mean, you might be able to just tell by looking at it that it's wrong. You can with your eye, but it doesn't probably show on camera. Like, the bubble is a mile off. So that's wrong. Which isn't the end of the world because it's underneath. But right, we're back. I just had to delete a load more crap off my phone. So I know my floor is not great, so my square is probably not that level, but that's not the point I'm trying to prove. The point I'm trying to prove is the shape. By the way, I can't use my phone in wide angle for some reason. It keeps coming out really blurry. Hopefully this is better. So you can see it kicks out at the bottom and it's like concaved rather than convex. You can kind of see. So yeah, I'm happy with the arch on the other side. I think it looks great and it's a much better shape and it seems to fit fine. The only thing I don't like is the seam is not sharp enough. I'm hoping to get a nice sharp seam along here. Tell you what, this is a pain in the ass not being able to use wide angle. So yeah, give me your thoughts. Do I rip them off and do the same treatment on the rear, or not worried about it? Because once they're molded, they're going to it's all going to be cut off. Like the mold's going to come up to here and like across here, and it'll be a whole quarter panel. Bloody hell, my sleeve like covers the whole camera. Yeah, it'll be like a whole quarter panel piece, and it will mean that I can cut a lot of metal and weight out. And also another thing is, you can't really tell, but the light doesn't fit anymore. Like it's actually like wedged on there at the minute, but you can see where the pen is. I need to grind that out. So yeah, what do I do there? And also I need to do a return under here as well. Like the same as the front, to give it a bit of strength and make it a bit more finished. I'm really sorry about this zoom business, guys. So yeah, what else am I on with? I haven't actually put it in the video, but I need to make some sort of adaptation to take up this hole so I can get this welded in there safely. There's about 1mm gap between the two. So what I'll do is I'll find some 1mm like sheet metal and I'll make a spacer to go in between these two and G-clamp the lot together so that I get the right offset or spacing. And I need something to center this up, and I did start by making some of these. And if I come back down here, you can see there's a step. So by the time I've machined a hole, and machined the hole and the outside diameter, the step will stop the pin from getting ripped through this, and then I've got to weld it into the upright from the back, and I'll probably like put a bit of a bevel in here with a die grinder and chamfer the outside of this so I can get a nice hench weld in there, and I think that'll be strong enough. I'll soon find out, because if anything moves, this will just rub on there, and the caliper and disc will stop it from falling off completely. I think you'll know there's a problem before there's any danger. So there's that. I actually started making a charge cooler look for the other car. I'm wondering whether that's going to be a big enough core, and whether I should use this core here, cut that one up and make that one into a charge cooler. I could put a water jacket around it as it is, but it's just too hench, and I haven't got enough space to use it as an intercooler. But if I cut it down the middle, and stacked it like I have with that other one, that'd be more than big enough, more than enough cooling, I think. And also I'm going to make my water stroke ice box integral, so I can come out 4 inches or like about 110 mil actually, and put a nice big cap on the top like that. So then I don't need a water box. The water box and the intercooler or the charge cooler are integral to each other. And then this is the radiator that I've cut up. It's an old MX5 one. That's the bit I don't need, and that's the bit I do need. So yeah, I need to cap it off, weld a bit on there, make it dual pass because it's going to sit this way up, and put some fittings on it, blank that fitting, and yeah, so that's that. And then carrying on with the silver car stuff, we've got the Sunny hubs, which are, I think it's these, yes these. The track rod end, it's got a bigger taper, but it matches the track rod on the micra. The bottom ball joint is a bigger taper, but what I'll do is I'll use these old arms, put new sphericals in there, and make some pins to go through that and to match that taper. Then this is S13 fitment, which happens to be, I can use this coilover as it is, or these old S13 coilovers I can, you know, remodify all this, because I actually made it so it fitted micro hubs. So yeah, I can cut this about or get new bottoms, like sort that out. Hopefully my mate Benji with the Sunny stuff, he's going to be able to find me some old skanky drive shafts that he doesn't mind me having and cutting up, and he's going to bring me another hub, and in exchange for that I just skimmed him some discs, which are there. And I'm glad I WD-40'd them, because they've been here for ages now. When are you going to come and get them, Benji? He wanted to come yesterday actually, but I wasn't here. And then these Sunny arms and Sunny rear hub that I don't need, so he's going to have all that back. And we're going to go with probably MX5 on the rear. It's this MX5. So what I'm going to do is, I'm really trying to get my jigs back from that rallycross car I made a subframe for. They still haven't given me any money or my jigs back, so hopefully I can get my jigs back, make a subframe with the jig, because it's got, I copied the rear subframe on this. So yeah, I want to make a subframe that's really lightweight, but I'm going to convert these to McPherson struts, so it'll be a case of welding something on there for the shock, and eventually I'll make them from scratch, the same it's on the rear with that. So it's nice and strong, and then yeah, CRV diff, and away we go. And hopefully Bimmer Aussie in the comments, he said he's going to keep an eye out because he's a scrap dealer, so he's going to keep an eye out and see if he can come up with some of the bits that I need to get the four-wheel drive ball rolling. Apart from that, I think we're all caught up. I've cut up a K series manifold so I can make a nice manifold for the K20. So yeah, I think when I get the mould making stuff, a spoiler might be the first thing I do, because it would be good for practice. And make a mould of this, and then the silver one can have one of these as well. Or, seeing as it's going to be a drag car, does it need to be like out here? I don't know. We'll work that out. But for now, that's going to be it. Anyone know what this stuff is? Right, I will catch you guys soon. Hopefully, my plan is to document the bodywork side of things really well so that people can learn from it. And I'm learning as I'm going, so it should be good fun. And we'll catch you soon, guys. Stay safe. Just thought I would add a tiny bit more footage. I actually just took, my voice is echoing off of the ghetto retro Michelin sign. I just took side light out. I should have done the video before that, but I just had a thought earlier, probably an hour ago. I am going to take the arch off. I'm going to sort the wing out so it's nice, ready to mould and paint or whatever, and then I'm going to put parcel tape on in the appropriate places, and I'm going to take the rear arches off and do the same. And what we are going to do is we are going to make it so the arches are removable, so everything's mint, arches and everything's separate. Then I'm going to bolt it on, and I'm not sure what I'll do here as of yet, but what I want to do is make it so that I just put like a bead of filleting wax when I make my mould, and then that means that when I've made my moulds, Jesus, if someone wants a whole wing with the arch on, they can, and it will be X price. But if they only want, like, some of the young lads may only, you know, they may not have that much money, and they may only want to buy just an arch, but I can use the same mould, and just like, I'll be able to like cut it in the seam. And so I don't know if anyone's seen James Dean's old FDS 15. They did the same thing. It makes it look like the Rocket Bunny kit is a bolt on and it's just fake bolts glued in. So that's the plan, I think. Make it so it's like fake bolts. I just need to figure out how to do it, but I think that's the way forward. And do the same on the rear, I think. Jesus, bloody focus. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to make the screw points. I guess that I need to build up the fiberglass behind, right up against the tin, and then like die grind this shape out somehow. We'll figure that out when we get there. Anyway, just thought I'd add that. Cheers, boys.